Hello, plastic people.
Let's see what we've got.
All right. So I'm going to try to get this frame built tonight. Sorry for being a little late. Was watching Steve build stream, and he went 6 hours plus today. So I've got the I and J rails, which to me look identical, even holding them all up. To start, I've already cleaned and lubricated my linear rails, all of them. I did that yesterday, and I got the build plate, the heater on and the magnet on. Figure everybody has seen those being done. If not, maybe on the next one I can do that. There's a nice link on the Salad Fork page there to Nero 3D's instructions and guide to help lubricate and clean those rails. So we'll see how this goes. The kit did come with these nice nut holders, which is good. Keeps us from having to use the printed ones, which can be a pain. I need two extrusions, two Z-rails. When I cleaned these yesterday, I still had the little stoppers from my LDO kit, for my V0, so I just threw them on here. Not the best fit, but they work, and keep them from sliding off. These are all no, they're not the same size. I need the two long ones. Should need the two long strips. Might help. M2 by 6s. Try to get this laid out so that I can get the things pretty quick and easy. And the little Weeha tools that came with it are star bits for these screws, but I'm just going to see if I've got the right bit here on my iFixit kit and use that instead. It's a little easier to use with a screwdriver than trying to use those little tools. If I don't have the right size, I'm not going to have much choice though. There we go. Dog is laying
underneath the
table here,
just
chilling out. I don't know if she's waiting on me to drop something, thinking it might be food. It's not storming today. It's been storming the last few days. She really did not like the storms. I'm going to try to at least get a couple of these started on the rail before I slide it in there, just to make it a little easier to keep going once they are in. Unfortunately, these are not magnetic screws, but I can deal with that easily enough. I'll follow the normal every other one. Hi, Derek. Yep. Sorry if I don't see you guys. Maker Viking Derek. My computer is behind me, so I can't see the chat as easily. Maybe in the future, we'll see how this works out. And maybe I'll do some moving around and see if I can get a little better set up to be able to see the screen. If nothing else, I'm going to have to move my surface I think, over in front of me so that I can actually check on the manual occasionally. I can always put the stream on it as well and see chat. I don't know if you guys did watch the unboxing, but this kit is from DLLPDF. Everything seems really great. It was nicely packed. Everything's well labeled. It is, as Nero likes to say, or Taylor likes to say, it is just a bomb in a box. I did have to source electronics and a few other pieces myself. Didn't bother me because I'd much rather be able to choose some of those pieces myself rather than being tied into what somebody else wants to order. I still don't know about the hot end. I want to use the salad fork. Tool head because I like the little salad fork icon on it, but it does not currently have a Voron option. So I may go ahead and use the Dragonfly just for that reason alone. Oh, thank you guys. I don't know if it's showing anything up there. Can you guys hear me all right? Let's go over here. Yeah, I haven't streamed and haven't set everything up till for quite a while, so if it's not working too well. What's wrong with the sound, Derek? I don't have any music going. I haven't figured that one out too well. I probably have two mics set up. Is that better? Yeah, the camera might have its mic enabled. That's what it is. The mic was enabled. I had to redo all the streaming stuff. It was, I couldn't get some things to work right. Did that fix it? I turned off the camera mic. I'm still new to this, guys, so just bear with me if you can. And I'm looking at this right here right now. I need my rail stops. I did end up going, I don't know if you guys can see it, I don't know how the camera is picking up on these colors, but I did go with the teal and the blue to go with this gunmetal or silver. And I think it looks pretty good. The camera seems to be doing all right. I might need to get a little better lighting in here, but they look pretty good so far. Frame, and I'm hoping just to get the frame done tonight. Not really worried about getting anything more. I've had a good long day, and if you guys stayed and watched all of Steve's stream, you guys have had a long day. Okay, and I'm just going to use my surface for the most part here to kind of check. It's easier than turning around every time I need to check on a screw and such. I've got my guides, and they're tight, so that's good. .27 mil from the end. Getting those last hundredths is such a pain sometimes. All right, I'm going to say $26.99. That's close. Seems everybody has their own little way of doing these. I like to work from the outside in. I've seen some people say work from the inside out. I think if it works for you, do it, just make sure you go from alternate rather than just doing from one end to the other. I think you'd have more problems that way. I guess I could be using my other one instead. Maybe I'll need to get a ES15 icon. I will say these rails do move really smooth, and once I got them lubed up, they were even better. Yeah, that was much easier. Which one are you working on? Which printer, Maker Viking? I missed a lot of Steve's stream. We were out when he started, and then when we got back, I had to clean my fermenter from the IPA I made last weekend. So I was in and out of his stream through the whole thing. That is 3x8. And 3 nuts. I don't know what it is, but some of these filaments are getting burned a little bit on my V0 for some reason. It's just cosmetic. It's not hurting them. It's not over melting. Maybe it's just something dripping off of them. Sure got the right one in there. Thanks for Derek. I wasn't sure if I was going with these colors. I didn't even start printing until after until I got the kit, because I didn't know for sure what this gunmetal was going to look like. You can never fully trust the pictures on the web page sometimes, so I didn't want to start printing and commit to a specific color until after I had everything in hand, so I could see exactly what it was going to look like. I don't know if this is everybody's new favorite filament. I've been using them for a while. I guess this isn't locking down enough. It's not spinning. There we go. I heard a snap though, so I think I broke this. I may just have to check Home Depot or Lowe's and see if one of them has something that'll hold these reamers nicely. Have a feeling I'm going to need them often enough. Yep, woke the dog up. She was sleeping. Now she's not going to be happy with Daddy. Yeah, I should grab some of my square nuts for that instead of these hex nuts. They tend to slip into these a little better. No worries. I've got, once this one gets finished, we'll see when that is. Probably be a few weeks. I'm going to try to do the whole thing on stream. It's not like I need another printer going with all of them I've got. So if this doesn't get done, tomorrow, it's not going to hurt anything. But I've got the Prusa XL on order, and I'm really wanting to pick up the LDO Trident, but I don't want the 300s, so I'm going to have to wait until the 250 is released. My 2.4 is 350, so I don't really need the 300. If I need something big to print, I can print on the 2.4. And just use it. And for this plate, rather than, I bought a nice quartz countertop piece. I don't remember how big it was, but it was, I think, 26 by 27 inches, 28 inches, something like that. I was like, okay, that's perfect. I can fit a big printer frame on that. And what I ended up doing was, it's the base of my my 2.4 to keep it weighted underneath it. So let's see how this one, I don't know how good the colors are on this thing. That's the blue, and that's the, actually this doesn't do too bad on colors. So this is the Logitech Stream Cam. It was extremely well rated. I've got the 4K Brio as my main webcam on the computer, and then I can carry it in onto my work laptop when I need that. Extrusion labeled C. So C. I've got mine laid out the same way this picture is on top of the box. So I can reach down and grab them. And then we're going to do the rear Z-rail. So I've got my label, my extrusion C. Extrusion C. Then I need one Z-rail. And I think I put the wrong rails in. Because I would think they're all three the same, so I completely messed that one up. Or actually, if I got to take them off. we'll just do it that way. They're going to have to go on those nut holders anyway, those screw holders anyway. And 2x6s. One day I'll get this down and I won't have to swap them out like this. Well, better to make a mistake like that now than once the frame's all together. And I definitely did worse on my 2.4 when I first put it together. So I'd much rather make this little mistake now and move on. And I can look at it like, rather than a mistake, it let me get my other two rails on their nut bars. Now the last thing I want to do is drop one of these little tiny screws on the carpet. Did that one morning before work with 1,000 pieces of M3. Not much fun trying to pick up 1,000 assorted M3 bolt or screws, nuts, and washers out of the carpet. And then have to sort them back out again. The mod mat definitely came in handy that day with all the with the ruler on it. All right. Well, this makes things a lot quicker than having to screw each one of these things by hand. I know how easy it is just to forget that you've got the thing, but I'm going to have to remember to keep it in sight so I don't forget it. may not be any good for the M3s. It didn't help me too much on those with the V0, but at least for these little guys, helps out a lot. So how's everybody's Sunday going, other than watching Steve get the ERCFA together? Watching me mess up putting rails in a tiny little printer. Nope. See, okay. One rail stop. And another 3x8. If I can find 3x8s again, there they are. They did come with, for the most part, plenty of extra screws too. So if it called for 20 screws, it probably came with 30. So they were not, they weren't real stingy on those extras. There's a few things that, of course, are straight up however many the BOM calls for, like the feet and such. But yeah, that's expected. I'm not gonna, knock anybody for that. That's for sure. Not likely you'll lose one of those. Guess it could happen though. Try to remember to switch cameras and take a peek back there at you guys. Yeah, so far this stream cam's been good. The Brio has worked out extremely nicely for my work and for stuff in here. I love that it's got the IR sensor for the Windows Hello like the Surface does. That way I could set up the Face ID. All right, that fell right out once I got it to 27. Make sure I got the right extrusion. It says C. And I grabbed C. But that's at 27 millimeter. And that fell right off the end once I got it there. Yeah, the main camera here is a Nikon D7500. And it has served me well for a number of purposes, so I figured I'd see if I could use it to stream with, and with a Camlink 4K it seems to do really well. All the videos I've put up, that's what I've been using. I didn't see any reason to go out and buy something new, especially when I already had those. The only things I went out and bought special for doing the streams was I did pick up a Elgato air light for a little extra light, though I don't know how much it's actually helping. And then I picked up the microphones, which are the Rode wireless Go's. Needed a better mic setup, and we've got other possible uses for mics when we do other things. So I didn't look at that so much as I'm going to spend extra money on something that I may or may not stick with. We'll see how this goes, and if I can get on a good schedule. I'm going to put this on, but it doesn't really fit. It's kind of hanging off. Well, it's not even going to got enough purchase, so it says to use it. I am reading it right. Z rear, extrusion C, rail, the nuts, the nut holder, or well, the nut bars, rail stop is there. Put it in, put it at 27 mil. And that doesn't quite fit. Make sure I'm at 27 mil. Well, she says 26.9. That one's actually too high. Can only go by the instructions they give me. That one's about a millimeter too high. Make sure these get lined up. Alright, so those are together. Okay, so now they're back. Yeah, having that Stream Deck over here by me would probably work better for swapping cameras. And so we're done with this one, even though that doesn't fit. So I need extrusion with the label E. So E. Let's see, 3 E's, okay. E. So now I got E. Now the fun, it looks like, of getting nuts in. front bottom X, 1 extrusion, so I need M2, M3 by 8, again, M3 by 8, 2 of them, an M3 nut, 12 of them. Oh. And then all right. I'm going to complain about not having ferrous metal screws. Got a background in IT and computers, and for the longest time everybody told us don't use magnetic screwdrivers with your computer parts, and I was like, I'm using it because I don't want to drop one of these tiny little screws and while I'm trying to work on something. Never had a problem. I don't know why. I don't know if they still say that, because there's no reason now with hard drives basically gone. Well, I printed out a bunch of these nut holders, and I don't know which ones need to be used. It doesn't say, so I'm just going to do it the same way I did my V0 and just slide them in. It worked out just fine. If not a little bit of a pain. It's not quite clear on where they go, so and I didn't label them as I printed them, so it's probably, even if it did tell me, I probably wouldn't know which was which unless it had dimensions where I could measure them out. I don't even know if they'd fit well in these extrusions. That was why I didn't use them on my V0, was they just didn't fit in the extrusions, and yeah, these don't look like they're going to fit well either. Same problem Nero had with the Lecter kit, where the powder coating makes the rails just, or the extrusions just a little thicker. So that's fine. I can do this way. Doesn't hurt. It's a little tedious. Get a system down and it goes pretty good though. Till it doesn't. All right, so we've got 2 on each end there, and then the rest of them in here, so 8 in there. And that's what it's saying on the instructions here. And I've got my M3x8s on each end. Set up bottom Y. I need 2 labeled H. Let's see which one is H. Okay. Two labeled H. I need 4 of these. $34 nuts. I'm not even gonna count. Well, I guess I better count them out. Makes you miss the roll-ins from the 2.4 and the Trident. $34. Hey, I don't think I could do that close again if I tried. All right. These are H. So, that's not touchscreen. Have a good one, Derek. Okay, set up bottom, set up, all right. I don't see the picture. So all the way down here, bottom X is this one, bottom Y, insert 2 on the top, 7 in the bottom, and 4 into each side. But the picture's not there. I'm guessing this means he still needs to grab a picture for that. I will wait on the, well, I can do one end of these just like I did the others. Nope. Yeah, I really need that Stream Deck over here where I can see it. I'm going to have to figure something out. If I'm going to keep doing this, which I plan on doing at least this whole build, I'm going to have to figure something better out, that's for sure. I might just move my table on the other, where it was for the other, when I did the V0. All right, so 2 into the top, 2, all right, and 7 to the bottom. probably asking too much, but it'd be really nice if somebody had some of these little nut strips like this, all cut with the right length, the right spots for these. But yeah, I'm sure asking way too much, and I'm sure there's going to be spots where that just wouldn't be feasible as well. But a man can hope and wish. I haven't had any good luck with any of the 3D printed ones yet, so I'll keep doing it this way. Maybe a microns in the future, and I'll have to do it all again for that. All right, 2 top, 7 bottom, 4 in each side. And how do I have 1 too many? 7, 2, 2. Okay, I guess I wasn't as close as I thought. Just need to scale it up to 20/20s, and then I can just use the roll-ins. But then it wouldn't be the same. All right, so now got 4 on that side on each, 4 on that side on each, 7, 7, and 2. So the 2 are on the top. All right. All right. Let's see if I can get these back in here for now. Symbol left corner of the frame. That'll be E. Top there, okay. Did not bring up my clamp. My little bit there doesn't reach. So we'll have to use this little Weehaw tool, get it done. At least a little plastic helps get the, a little tab helps get some torque on it. All right, so front left, should be in the wrong spot. Of course it is. Now, there we go. Yeah, clamps would have been nice to have had. All right. Assemble the right corner. And I lost my stopper there, but that's all right. Okay. That doesn't look right. That one goes on the other side. E and H. I know what I did wrong. I went to the wrong one. It can't go perfect, can it? Something's got to go wrong. Granted, it's normally me that goes wrong, but that's enough. All right. Okay. Four. Must have dropped another. Two top, four on each side. Seven bottom, okay. And I'm tightening down the wrong one. Four on the top and 8 on the bottom. 2, 4, 6. I'm missing another. Eight. Okay. Good time to double check and make sure all your preloaded nuts are in right. Okay. That looks a little... There we go. That should fix that. All right. So, once that gets secured in the back, I think it'll be all right. Extrusion G. Let's see what extrusion G is. Another one of those where they look identical, so double check and make sure before I commit to one or the other. Nope. They should be identical anyway, one for the bottom, one for the top. All right, 214 M3 nuts. All right, 14. 14M3 nut. 2 more of these. And then we're going to add 8 nuts to the bottom. And don't mind the dog snoring if you can hear her. She's over napping on the couch. Unusual. Normally she's downstairs with my wife. She's mommy's dog when it's not storming, when there's nothing scary. But I guess she still remembers all the storms rolling through the last few days, and she's going to stay up here with me. All right, 8 on the bottom. 2 on the back. And 4 on the top. And I don't know how I miscounted again. Lack of sleep. I'll blame it on that. Trying to change my schedule so I would get up about 4 hours, 5 hours earlier than I had been. So maybe that's all it is. Or I'm just adding one too many to there. Okay. 8 on the bottom, 2 on the back, 4 on the top. All right. Oh, and let's see. So now it wants me to add this one. Oh, yeah, we can't do it that way. Eight on the bottom. All right. 2 in the back. And 4 on the top. Okay, attach C to the center. It does not say. That there's going to be 2 or on each side, or 4 on both, on the one side for these nuts. Make sure 8 on the bottom, 2 on the back, and 4 on the top. And then we can add this in here. Okay. Frame assembly from previous rear frame to J extrusions. should be these two here. I'm not going to worry about preloading nuts on this. I can just do that from the top. Hopefully, at this, right after this step, they've got a picture where all your preloads are supposed to be, so you can double check that before you go any further. I haven't read through and probably should have done that yesterday, just to make sure I had most everything checked out. I did go through the BOM and check everything off, make sure what was in the kit and what wasn't, to make sure I had everything, and nice and flat. There we go. I did have everything. So, all right. Nuts, I need 14 more of these. So, we're gonna put 3 into the back of each. Doesn't matter because there's, if I get the bottom on, that's not gonna make any difference anyway. Okay, so but it says 3 back, 4 side. Let's see, do I have a really short M3? M3/6. Don't expect I can get this tight enough. Oh, I can, so let's see. 3 in the back. It's almost like Plinko, but it doesn't plink around. It just slides straight to the bottom. So I'm just going to take a few of these M3x6s and I'll tighten them up at the bottom to keep these nuts in place, since there's nothing on the bottom of the extrusion to keep them from falling out. There's 3 on the back on each side. And then 4 into each side. They should be, and they are. I've got the screw holes are facing in on each one, aren't they? Oh, wait a minute. I see where you're at. Yep. I see where it's at. That was me. Again, hey, that's why I like to double check a lot of this stuff before I move on. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that one before, but thank you. Yeah, some of this powder coating definitely seems to be a little thicker in a few spots. There it goes. I'll have to get around to that side and flip that tower. And then we'll double check everything before moving on. I've been a little lucky when I've dropped a handful of these nuts and that they've all stopped right on the carpet where I could see them well. I'm going to guess that when I get to do a trident, this is going to make it real easy to do. Not having to do all these preloads. Man, I was nice and square too. No wobble, nothing. There we go. Right, right. All right, there we go. Now, still no wobble, good. We're all facing in. That one needs a stopper. Oh, that's where that goes, okay. Now it makes more sense. Except I've got to take it off to put it in there. Used to putting stoppers on the tops, not on the bottoms. My luck, I'm going to either have to take one of the sides off and slide two of these nuts over, or take that back off again and slide two of those nuts over. It does not say in here. Next is prepare the Y. And then do the, all right. So, what I'm thinking. I don't think it's going to hurt if I put 2 in on this side, so just to save a possible headache in the future, let's just slide 2 in now, and that way I'm covered if it's 2 and 2 instead of 4 on either side. I've got plenty of these. I think there was 10, 15, maybe even 20 extra M3 nuts. I'd rather go ahead and just put extras in and not worry about it. All right, there we go. No, it was definitely me, not you. All right, so that looks good. So let's see. We have this done, so we want to do Y rails, 2 extrusion H's. Should be these, I think. Yeah, okay. So 2 of these. All right, 2 of those. Move that out of the way. Two extrusion H. Those there. Well, that mess up earlier helps out nicely right here. All right. 2 rail stops. Maybe I should have left all the little ones in a different spot. There's 1, 2. Okay. I'm sure these have to be reamed out. The others did. I'm going to have to either reprint that in something else that'll hold better, or see if I can find one that I can pick up in a store, because that'll make using those little reamers a whole lot easier. Or print one of the ones that uses hardware nuts and grub screws. All right, 4 M3 by 8. Ten of these. All right, that takes care of those. 14 2x6s. Those are getting almost done. good enough. All right. Well, I don't need those. Those have already been used. I forgot those are already in place here. So, all right, 2 rail stops, 2 nut holders, 2, okay, put 7 nuts in each, those are done. Attach one end 24 mil. Let's get 24 mil dialed in. Oh, maybe 24 mil dialed in. No, $23.99. That's going to be close enough, I think. All right. I think I need some better calipers, but those have been serving me well. And for 10 bucks, I couldn't really beat that. And I've got a pair that came in the Filament Friday kit, but I don't know which one's actually better. They both feel about as cheap as the other. All right. One end 24 mil before tightening. And then these go on. M3 and an M3 nut, opposite end of the rail. That's still 24, good. I want to say there were a couple spots that I saw in the manual that said, that just referred you to the Trident manual, since they're essentially the same thing, just different size. All right. It says 4 3x8s, but I just had to use 2 here. All right, needs 6, not 4. It says add one end to each end of the extrusion. Where do my nuts go? Two on top. So 2 here. So preparing the y-axis. So I've got the nut in, the rails in, the rail stop in, and it says add one each end. So I've got those ready to go, and then add 2 M3 nuts onto the top and bottom of the rail, and then 2 onto the top on the opposite end. So I guess 2 here. I don't see pictures, but it sounds like 2 there, if I'm reading it right. Preload 2 M3 nuts onto the top and bottom of the rail, between the rail stop and the end of the extrusion. And then preload 2 onto the top and bottom of the rail on the opposite end from the rail stop. I'm going to put in 2 on each end, on top and bottom. And if that's not right, I've got extras. I'd rather not have to pull it apart. Two preload, top and bottom. Okay. Things I need. Okay. Not sure what that just did. I've got it set to never, and it still turned off. Oh, well, hopefully I don't get one of these one way and one the other way. Hopefully I can keep them both the same direction. All right. Make sure I don't swing so fast when I turn them. Nuts will just go flying right out the side. All right. Okay. Repeat for second extrusion. That's done. Attach the Y. All right. Let's put this up here, just how they've got it. And that is here. So the rails should be facing the bottom of the frame, and it looks like the stop's to the front. And be very careful not to throw all of your preload nuts onto the ground. There's got to be some more preloads coming up before I put the top crossbars on as well. I'd expect there's some front ones for the doors. All right, bottom. All right, and those to the front. That one might be a little too tight. All right. And I think I got something wrong. I got these on wrong. I do. Well, at least they're on the rails and there's no preloads in them. I think I'll just fumble through this and maybe I'll have the frame done. Let's set this before we take that off. Well, at least this makes quick work of it. Just be better not to have to do it anyway. Now I got holes in the right spot. All right, back on track, maybe. All right, so now we're in the right orientation. Now let's see if we can get this on without dumping screws everywhere. Does say that these will be set exact distance from the top of the frame later. So, get it set that way. And we look like we're right. I'm backwards. I'm just going to put everything on backwards today. I need to put the stops at the front. This is just watching me put things on backwards, it looks like. And maybe the camera's overheating. Let's just leave that one be, and we'll go to this one for the time being. I don't know how good that one's going to be as far as angles go. If I need to, I can always take it off and put it on the big tripod. Probably got a wider angle for it anyway. Still got 4 on the back. Lost 2 from here. Definitely miss having roll-ins. All right. And I need to check my mic battery. And it says I'm still good, so I know Nero's got a similar mic and his runs out occasionally. All right, so now looks like the picture. Okay. So now it is saying top extrusions H and G. Does not say anything about the cross extrusion yet, and the picture is not showing it in place. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm not quite sure how that's going. Well, okay. Okay. So 4 nuts in the top, 4 nuts into the side. Add H. All right, so those are the same. So I've got my H and G. Okay, it says I need 8 of these. Eight of those. And 34 M3 nuts. All right, 34 M3 nuts. Well, not the greatest camera angle there. Let's see if this one comes back to life. There we go. So, get that out of the way. This is one each end, as usual. And these were powder coated after being cut, so screws don't always go straight initially. They bite well enough. You just have to get them started. All right, 4 nuts into the top of each and 4 into the side. Okay. There's 4 on the top of this one. Four on the side of that one. Then it says 2 on the bottom of 1 extrusion. Doesn't say which one, but it does say it'll be the one on the back, so that should be easy enough to figure out which one's going on the back. I'll just make that the last one that goes on, that way I can do it right before putting it on. All right. I'm gonna guess my table here is not level. All right, let's get these out of the way. Bring this back up. I dropped one. I don't see it right off. There it is. Well, those have been pretty easy to find, so I'm not going to complain about that. Go this way. Of course, this isn't as quite as important. I think I got a little out now. Have to double check those bottom corners in a minute. Or maybe not. Yeah, I probably should have brought the clamps up. Would have helped a little here anyway. And this one gets 2 on the bottom. And somehow I lost my screen. Guess it just timed out. Okay. Neck that Steve was. And yeah, I'm gonna be plagued by that same disconnect Steve was being plagued by, it looks like. Hopefully it's not as often. Maybe it'll just be that once. About done with the frame anyway. think it was printed pieces to use to set the height here. So we are with that there. Make sure preloaded nuts are on top and outside. And they are. Okay. Attach extrusions to frame, making sure preloaded. Yeah, those are square. I don't know if that's the. I don't think that's my. Right, okay. Align the Y extrusions, and that would be Y-axis spacers. Loosen screws holding the Y-axis, insert Y-axis spacers between top extrusion and Y extrusion. Just the height so that it is parallel. Okay. Let's see. Well, those went in pretty well there. Okay, that second time. I wonder if there's something wrong with one of the services. I don't expect my wife is streaming, so I don't think that would be it. Okay. So that looks like we've got that done. It says the frame is complete. But I still don't see where we were adding that crossbar on the back. But I haven't built a trident before, so maybe that comes later. But at least for now, looks like we've got us a frame. And I'll have to double check the squareness, because it does, in some spots, maybe it's my tile. This is just a floor tile I picked up at Floor and Decor for like $5 or $10. It was just easier to grab that than it was to try to find another granite shop to pick up a offcut. Even though my neighbor works, he owns a granite countertop installation business, so I could probably just get one from him if I remembered to ask him if I see him. I'm sure he would find one for me that would work. Maybe I'll still do that. All right, well, I think I'm going to call it for the night here. That way I can cool off, the camera can cool off, and I definitely need to go get some dinner. It's 8:30 here. And I haven't eaten since lunch. So I think I'm going to end that here. Frame's done. I'm off tomorrow and Tuesday and start my new schedule 6 to 4:30 Wednesday through Saturday on Wednesday. So I'm going to see if I can stream either Monday or Tuesday, which would be the 11th or 12th. And if I can't, then I'll plan on after Steve's stream next Sunday. I don't want to step on his stream, especially since I'm going to be trying to watch it. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a